we on? Are we on? Hi! I'm just connecting my microphone properly. So let me know if you can hear me. Welcome to my little live. I'm going to try and angle my gigantic computer screen so you don't see my vacuum cleaner in the background, which just honestly seems to never get put away these days. Bring my mic closer and plug my phone in. I'm running a little bit behind this morning because I'm also doing a story takeover on the Women's Collective Instagram page, which is awesome. But this morning, Georgie and I are trying to figure out logins and get me into it, and I'm trying to run all that over there, and then went, shit, it's 9:31. I'm a minute late for my own live. Classic Shona. Classic Shona. Woohoo, you can hear me. Hi, Kerri-anne. How are you, lovely? It's been such a long time since we've talked. I hope you're well. I'm still drinking coffee. I spilled half of it all over myself getting out of the car this morning, but we're done. We've done school drop off. We've done daycare run. We've already had a client call. Already started my Instagram takeover on the Women's Collective Instagram pages. I'm taking over their stories for the day. I've had breakfast. I've caffeinated. I'm still caffeinating, and I'm ready to take on the world. And yes, there are so many cute coffee shops in the Barossa, but often I get Hungry Jack's coffee because I don't have to leave my car and it's fast. All right. And they didn't sugar it. So that's just a reflection of my morning. How are you? How is everyone? I'm very excited to be on today and hanging out. I have my exciting stuff to share, and then I want to answer some questions about the Abundant as Fuck program, which is beginning on April 15th, which I'm very excited about. But we'll start with an abundance affirmation from my card deck, and then we'll go into the 4 steps to manifesting your desires with fun and flow. And I can't wait to expand on that because this is something that I created very late at night over the summer holidays. I think it was 2 a.m. in the morning, and it's amazing and it's fucking gold. But it was kind of this awesome thing that I created, scheduled into the emails, not forgot about, but just haven't super focused on it with everything else. But so pulling this out today, I'm I can expand on this so much, which is going to be great. All right, let's pull an abundance card deck. I'm using my older card deck today, the 24 card deck, the Money for Mummy ones. We actually have a new card deck. Do I have that one handy? I'll show you guys that too. I do. So the 24 card deck, this was the old one that people got when they joined the Sexy Selfish Elite. That's amazing. And then this is the new one, which is a 30 card deck, which is a little bit more, I think, mature in the design. So it's a Sexy Selfish Abundance deck there. So there's 30 cards in that one. I'm using the old deck today. It's got 24 cards in it. That's just the vibe I'm feeling today. All right, so affirmation for today. What message do the powerful and potent women on this call need to hear today to tap into their most divine and abundant selves? I release stress and fear around money. I release stress and fear around money. So cool. That's your affirmation for today. Repeat. I'm going to keep that out in front of me and I'll type it into the top comments so you can come back to it again and again. But I release stress and fear around money. Super important. So, what is everyone up to? Do you have any questions? Anything you want me to touch on today? How are you feeling about money at the moment? How are you feeling about manifesting, about your goals, about your business? Where you at? Let's start off there. And I feel like that would be a great place to get rolling. How are you doing? How is life? Where you at? I'm just going to type this into there. I'm just going to caps lock it. Man, typing with nails is hard. I do not like having my nails done, but my sister got married a few weeks ago, and so for the wedding I had to get these claw things on. It's not easy to change a kid's dirty nappy with these gigantic talons. I'm not a fan. I don't like having them. I don't really want them on. But they're here for a few more weeks until they grow out a bit so I can get rid of them. But anyway, so that's like my typing is a little bit slow at the moment. All right. Kerri-anne, sorry, is feeling stuck around money at the moment, sick from the stress of money. Oh, I feel that. Aaron and I went through we were talking about this last night actually, some really horrific financial times. We were literally breaking into our kids' money bank with the money that their grandparents had given them for Christmas and birthdays and stuff, and having to use that just to buy groceries to get through for the week. We were one income household and a very, very minimal income at some point. So I know what it's like to feel totally broke and totally anxious. And it would always be at that point where we'd get like, the car would break down and need thousands of dollars of repair, or Eric would need a certain therapy appointment that was $2,000 itself, like just all this random stuff. And we would literally just vomit. We'd be totally fine, physically fine, healthy people, stress vomiting just randomly. Like my husband just like would be washed out all the time, just pale all the time from the stress and anxiety, and then we would literally vomit. And it would be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You couldn't sleep, and you're stressing, your brain's just going over everything. And it's like our body just wanted that stress out so bad, it would purge. So we'd both like taking turns vomiting all through the night, just purely from anxiety. So when you say sick from the stress of money, I get that. Completely get that. Well, we're going to touch on a few things today. And then, like, Kerri, I know for you, like, we spoke a couple of years ago now, I'm pretty sure, around money and stuff. And it's obviously just going, okay, so you might be learning and moving forward and growing a little bit as you go and accumulating new things. But it's really going to be taking, okay, we have this reality that I've created right now from my thoughts and beliefs and actions and decisions. If I want something different, I need to do something different. I need to change the course, change the attitude. You can't, if you ask a question and you're expected to know it from your knowledge base right now, and you don't know the answer to the question, and then someone asks you 3 months later that same question, but your knowledge base hasn't increased, you're still not going to know the answer, right? It's time to do something differently to get a different result. Same equals same. You have to change for things to change. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. You know this. All right, so I want to dive in to the 4 steps manifesting your desires with fun and flow. And please be as active as you want in the comments. Share any money stuff with me, any questions you have. I love answering. I love group coaching like this. This is my genius zone and where I'm the most happy. So please share stuff with me. I'm like, I don't want to be this little thing stuck behind a screen, like seeking validation, but I do. Just like talk to me, communicate with me. I'm in my Sexy Selfish Elite membership yesterday, and we just put out a feedback survey, and like I don't think anyone's answered it yet. And I'm in there in the group like, criticize me, give me feedback, tell me where to do better. I want to be better, do better, be better. And like no one's criticizing me. It's a good thing, but I'm just like, tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it. But in the same way in this, I'm like, tell me what's stuck for you so I can help you fix it. All right, let me get back on track. There are going to be so many squirrel moments today, let's just be honest. But some of the gold comes in the tangents that I just end up off in. All right, so 4 steps. Decide, embody, surrender, and align. I'm going to type it in here too. Decide, embody, surrender. And I'm not typing right. See these nails? It says emo body. It says emo body. It's meant to be embody. Sorry, guys. Stay aligned. Okay. So, decide, embody, emo body, surrender, stay aligned. Kerri, if you want to expand how you're feeling about money, I will circle back and touch on that a little bit with you if you'd like. Okay. So, when we talk about our manifestation goals, because even though all of this relates to your relationship with money and manifesting more wealth, it still does come back to manifesting principles in general, right? So I'm going to speak in a very general sense today, but know that this applies for relationships, jobs, business, everything. All right. So you turn this yourself into those money specific things. All right. So deciding, it really comes back to, you have to be like clear on what you want, right? You do have to be clear. You have to know what you want. And this is the craziest thing, right? My husband, for a long time, he knows he wants a different career. He knows he wants to run his own business. And he's been so like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. And last night we had an appointment with our financial planner, Ryan King. He is fucking amazing. If you want me to hook you up with him, 100% recommend. And he was kind of saying, Aaron, what if you just like, and I'm nothing that I haven't said a million times already as his wife, but he's not going to listen because I'm his wife. Not like I'm a mindset coach that deals with money every day. So he listened to Ryan, our financial planner, and he basically said to switch it from I don't know what I want to I know what I want. I know what I want. And even though Aaron doesn't know what he wants yet, or even though he didn't know what he wanted yet, he started saying last night, I know what I want. I know what I want. It's coming. It's becoming clearer. I'm more decisive. I know what I want. And suddenly, full body tingles. He knew what he wanted. And the most amazing shit has happened in the last 12 hours. Okay, but you've got to decide. You've got to know what you want. And it's the vague goals are like, I want more money. And the universe is like, bitch, I put 20 cents on the sidewalk for you and you walked straight over it. I'm trying. I gave you more money. Or we say like, I want a better life, or I want to be more happy. It's vague as shit. The universe is really specific. The universe likes instructions. You need to tell it exactly what you want. It's a big difference to going like, I want a new car, to I want, when I was manifesting my Jeep, I want a new Jeep Wrangler. I want it to be the year 2013, but the second half of the year, because the motor's better than the first half of the year. I want it under 100,000 kilometers. I want a specific chrome insert on the steering wheel, which actually didn't come with that model, but I'm like, I want it. I want the 5 speakers in the back. I want it to come with soft top and hard top. Like, I wanted all this super specific stuff. And I got that exact car, like kilometers, price, interior, exterior, hard top, soft top, price, everything, like the specific engine model that Aaron wanted. When you get super specific about what you want, the universe is like, okay, I can do that. When we're vague as shit, it's really different. Like when I tell my kids, I'm like, can you get me a snack from the pantry? They could come back with anything, couldn't they? They could bring back an apple, a banana, knowing Eric, like 4 pieces of dried pasta, uncooked. Holly would probably bring me a bottle of wine. Aaron would go in and find like a hot cross bun and cook it up for me right now. But if I asked for a snack, I would get vague as hell, multiple options coming back to me, wasn't it? Whereas if I asked Eric, could you please go into the pantry, and in the green box on the left-hand side up the top, there's a salted caramel organic chocolate in a gold wrapper. Could you please bring that to mummy? Do you think I'm got like a more higher chance of actually getting it? Yeah, right? So you need to be specific. You need to decide what you actually want. You need to speak it. You need to write it down. You need to think it, and you need to see it. Like vision boards are so powerful. So back to front. I can't do this. I don't know which way my fingers go. There. That's my vision board. It is super specific. It is clear. I see it every day. God, this is just backwards and odd. That's my vision board. I have 2 vision boards in my bathroom. What I want, I'm constantly seeing, I'm constantly thinking about, I constantly see it. Not in a like obsessive, like, oh my God, I need it. But in a like, I've attached it. The vision board is holding the desire for me. And there I get to live and immerse myself in my life and have fun. And it's magnetizing me because the vision board is holding the desire for me. But you speak it, you write it down, you think it, you see it. And it really doesn't matter how it comes to you or how you make a decision about what you want, but you need to make your decision, right? Amazing things happen after you just make a decision, and you see it a lot and you hear it a lot. Like, I just decided I was going to have 20K months now. And so I have 20K months now. I just decided I was going to hit 6 figures. I just decided I was going to be the best in my industry. And all of us watching from the outside are going, bitch, you just decided? Like, that's not a strategy. What did you do? What do you mean decide? She just decided. But that's really what happens, is you make a decision that you're not going to settle for what you previously had. You make a decision that you're completely changing things and you go forward in a different direction. So it doesn't matter how, as long as you make the decision. I know a lot of people think that the decision is overrated, but there's a reason everyone's success, like every successful person talks about their defining decision, because it's important. So you need to get clear on what you want to attract into your life. Crystal clear. So clear that there's no margin for error. You know how we talk about that, like the genie story? And I don't know about you, but I definitely have this programming. Like, if a genie turned up in front of me right now and said, "I'll grant you 3 wishes," I would like be super specific, because how many of us watched things as a child or heard the stories about, oh, well, like I asked for a day off work and so I got hit by a bus, because they weren't specific enough. Or the genie that's like, oh, I wanted to be really muscular and strong, so he turned him into an elephant or something like that. So you need to, that's kind of like how I feel and perceive this idea of being super specific about what you want, is like give the genie really specific instructions so he doesn't fuck it up. Genie, universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, be specific, right? And you need to get clear on what you want to attract. Crystal clear. If you can't define it, you can't manifest it. So, but on the flip side of that, you can like call in new feelings. And we're going to talk about that in the embody and stay aligned sections. But so, okay, I want to have more passionate sex. I want to feel good in my body. I want that type of stuff. I want that type of feeling. You can manifest feelings, but you need to get clear on what it would mean to have that feeling for you. That makes sense. So it's not always about like manifesting like, oh, I want a specific handbag from a specific brand in a specific color, a blah, 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 blah. It doesn't always have to be a material object. You can certainly get clarity on unmaterial things that you're trying to manifest too, like a sense of self, a sense of confidence. You just say, oh, I want to be more confident. But like, I want to be confident enough to stand up in front of a room full of people and not sweat through my top, and just feel comfortable and confident talking to them, knowing that I'm having an impact in their life. You can see how those are two completely separate goals. This is what we spend a lot of time doing, I think, in the 10-day money babe challenge, is actually taking like vague as fuck boring goals, like I want more money, to I want to hit $20,000 months so that I can contribute to my family, impact my staff, give Christmas bonuses to my team, donate to my favorite charity. It's going to feel so abundant and free, and I'm going to get my nails done every week. And, or not me, that is not how I'm going to manifest. I hate these things. Like, you get specific. You make your goal sexy. Your brain and the universe likes goals that have emotions and images and pictures attached to them. So the more specific your goal, the clearer that image is. You can visualize it easier. You can embody it easier. You know what you want. So clearly it feels like as if it's already real right now. Versus, I want to make more money. I want to have better orgasms. Like, vague as shit. Get specific. All right. The universe needs to know the specifics and instructions in order to deliver on it, because you are in charge. The universe is just filling in your order. So it's like Amazon shopping. You go online to Amazon, you buy Goodbye Money Guilt, my book, because it's amazing. No, sidetracked. You go onto Amazon, you find exactly what you want, and you order it, and it's specific. I want one of this and this color delivered to this address. Right? And so you achieve it and you get it. The universe is kind of like Amazon. And I'm not affiliated and I don't get kickbacks for talking about Amazon, but it is. So you want to place a super clear order. Like, okay, so I have an amazing client at the moment, and we are different personalities. So when I do graphic design work for a client, I'm like, okay, I want you to email me exactly what you want. I put it in a Word document. You cannot give me enough information. Like, I'm always going to love like very clear instructions. So in the terms of like creating a new workbook, like, okay, from pages 1 to 11, add this, do this. Here's a paragraph to put in here. This is what I want. Here's examples of what I want. Here's the time frame I got. Here's the budget I've got. Brilliant. I see that type of email come through and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do this. Whereas if someone just emailed me through and said, can you please just make me a workbook and let's put some purple in it. I could literally do anything I wanted. Like, that's free creative license, but it would probably not be right. And it would not be what they envisioned in their head. They would not be excited about it. I would not have hit the nail on the head and created what they actually desired. It's exactly the same thing. So you need to get specific. You need to give clear instructions so the universe can actually give you what you want. Otherwise, I feel like the universe is just a version of me sitting somewhere and I'm like, I'd just like more money. And she's like, I don't know. I don't know how much. How much do you want? I don't know how much to give you. Is 20 cents enough? Is $40 enough? I don't know. Right? That's how I picture and envision these conversations that I have with Source and Universe. I'm like, you have not been specific enough. Something that happened for me as well was I realized hitting $20,000 a month has always been a goal for me for a long time. I've always gotten super close, if I'm honest. I'm getting super close again, which is really exciting. But I realized about 6 months ago, the reason I wasn't manifesting large amounts of money into my business because I didn't have a reason. I was just like, I want $20,000. And I felt like I had this conversation where the universe was like, but why? What do you need 20 grand for? Why? Why do you want it? And I was like, oh my God, I can't answer this. I don't know why I want it. I just want it because I want it. So once I got clear and added some emotions, feelings, and outcomes to it, it manifested so fast. All right. So decide on what you want, speak it, write it down. I'm going to have to retype this. I just tried copying from a PDF and it did not work. Decide on what you want, speak it, write it down, think it, see it. Get crystal clear. The universe needs to know the specifics and instructions in order to deliver on it because you are in charge. How is that? How are we feeling? Who struggles with that? Do you struggle with knowing what you want or getting clear on what you want? Or have you gotten clear on what you want and it still hasn't manifested? Tell me about that. Let's talk about that. I've only been talking for 25 minutes already and I've only ticked off 1 of 4. Shit. Okay, I gotta move faster. Keep me on track. My hubby is in the same position. This is from Kerri. We both know what we want. We're stuck with the how and always comes back to lack of money is why we can't. The how is none of your business. The how is none of your business. Trust me, you spend months trying to figure out the how, you will get nowhere because the universe is going to take care of the how. The universe is going to surprise the shit out of you with how the money comes to you, right? When we were trying to buy this house, we had a deposit, a decent deposit, and we were shopping. We put offers in 20 different houses. We had no idea what was going to happen. We had a 6-figure deposit to buy a house and we still couldn't get a house. And it just came down to the pack where I'm like, you know what? I'm releasing the how. The right house is going to come along. This is after we sold our house and moved out of our house and we were living with our family. And I was like, it's going to be fine. You know what? We're going to move into a house by term 1. Term 1 for school. I'm going to figure it out. And so I was like, no, I don't need to bother enrolling the kids at any other different schools from where our family lives. I'm having trust that the universe is taking care of the how. And it turns out my husband's best friend split up with his fiance and they needed to sell their house fast. And their house is great. And we live in that house now. The universe took care of this how without me having, I could have never, ever in a million years predicted that. Going to all the open homes, doing everything. And it shows with our house as well. We had all these open homes and I was getting so stuck in the how. I'm like, oh, someone's going to buy it today. Or the reason someone didn't buy it today was because, I didn't triple scrub the bathroom, the plug hole with the toothbrush like I did the week before. That's why it's not working. Getting stuck in the how. And someone bought our house online. They didn't even look at it. And they paid cash. I could have never predicted. And this is what you'll start to find when you actually eventually start hitting your goals, when you detach from the how and you surrender, which is step 3 we're going to be talking about. You realize you could have never predicted it. And there's no such thing as being on track. You know, last month I was like doing really well. I was like, let's go like 10K, let's do 10K. And in the very last, I'm talking like 6 hours of the month, I was asleep and the payments came over like from random places that pushed me over the line to get me to 10K. When I'm like, I'm going to book 3 or 4 clients this week, and I surrender the how, and I think, oh, they're probably going to come through a Facebook ad. And then I go, no, don't get stuck in the how. And they come through like someone tagged a friend of a friend in a reel, and her cousin tagged someone else, and they decide to book a one-on-one call with me, and they've never heard of me before. Like, you just have no idea how it's going to come for you. So getting stuck in the how is pointless because we just block ourselves energetically to all the stuff the universe is trying to doing in the background. Definitely, from Crystal, definitely struggle with here. My ADHD can make it hard to visualize or work out the end goal and then to work out the steps to get there. Yeah. So, Crystal, for you, it's going to be playing pretend like a little kid. Like going back to just like creating a little fantasy world in your head and just playing pretend in that aspect. I used to spend a lot of time, and I never realized this till I was looking back. When I was driving in the car to work, I would put on different voices and pretend to be different people. I would yell at my imaginary kids in the back of the car. So I've manifested a very yelly relationship with my kids. But play pretend. You've got to make it fun for yourself. It's sitting there and going, okay, I need to visualize my future and my goals is not sexy for you, and it's not exciting. And it can be really hard to visualize. Instead, play pretend with it. Like, you've got to make it fun. Is there a way you could just like go, I'm going to dress up like my dream self today and just like do stupid shit that makes it fun for you? Kerri, I've been told that before, but definitely need to get specific. I think that's the key. It is getting specific. We definitely spend a lot of time on the goals through Abundant as Fuck, especially in the last module too, is setting those goals for the future. And it is really exciting and sexy having goals. We sat down with our financial planner last night, and I was kind of like, okay, we've ticked everything off. We've got the house, we've got X amount in savings, we've got X amount in extra savings. This is how much my business makes. This is how much my husband makes. I have the dream car. I have the dream office set up, dream business, everything like that. You know, and the only goals I had for the future was buy my husband a new car and get a pool put in. So that's not really like, it's not really inspiring or sexy to me. So we sat down with the financial planner and dreamed really big. And then he actually like planned out the levels of our life for us. And that was like, oh, sexy. All right. Or Crystal, or to work out the specifics, just making me get caught up in nothing and hugely procrastinate. I know, but you've got to have fun. I love that actually. The dramaticness makes it engaging rather than stressful. Exactly. Like, just put on music, play pretend, get into a really great flow state with your goals, and then take that feeling and expand on it a little bit. A game I've played since I was my daughter's age, probably like 5 or 6, is I've always visualized winning the lottery, even from a really, really little kid. And it's set in different, like when I was little, I used to dream at 4.2 million. These days it's more like 42 million. And when I couldn't get to sleep at night, I've always had trouble sleeping, I would spend the money in my head. And that's just the game that I still play it if I can't sleep. Now I take some sleeping drugs. But there's probably like a good 10-20 minutes before they kick in. And sometimes if I can't sleep, and Aaron's already asleep, so I'm not getting laid, which is annoying. I'll sit there and spend 4.2 million in my head. And choose where I'm investing it to. So everyone finds their own little different way. Sitting there and doing a meditation to visualize is not my jam. It's just not. It is for some clients. I've created amazing visualization meditations that blow people's minds, and they have these huge breakthroughs and they call me in tears like, oh my God, I see it so clearly. But it's never been that way for me. Meditation has to be something I totally can zone out with and go into this like pretty much nothing state where it's just pops of color. and like a dull colors. Any like super clear visualization in manifestation for me is stressful more than it is fun. So I feel you in that, Crystal. And definitely realizing as we're going through diagnosis for my daughter for ADHD, autism, and oppositional defiant disorder. And my eldest son's autistic, and my baby has definitely shown some autistic traits. I'm going, well, that's pretty indicative that it's on both my husband and I's side. So there's probably some things there with ADHD for myself as well. All right, I'm going to move into embody. Otherwise, I'm going to be here literally all morning, which I would love because I love you guys. But I do have client work to get to in my graphic design business this afternoon. All right, embody. This is the next step. And I think, Crystal, you have a lot of fun with this step as well. Embody the version of yourself that already has it. I still have to play this game. I still have to step into this. I still have to remind myself of this constantly. And I actually got to a place for about 2 weeks ago where I was like, Shona, you have a coffee machine. You need to stop buying takeaway coffee. You need to like have breakfast at home normally. And then this week I stepped back into, no, fuck the woman, the version of me that has, 40K months, a huge business and a team running. She gets takeaway coffee because it feels good. She goes to her local Spanish cafe and gets their amazing Benedict eggs, packaged up takeaway, and a coffee, and she comes home and she eats that and then she dives into work. That's the most embodied high-level version of me. The best version of me orders HelloFresh because food shopping is fucked. You know, you have to embody the version of yourself that already has it. And that was what happened for me a lot faster than the actual monetary goals, was the feelings. And when I journal on my perfect day, which is an exercise we do in Abundant as Fucked, and I show you how to do that, I created this perfect day that was like, I wake up and I get laid and I get have an orgasm and it's great. And then the kids are happy, and then Eric's reading a book and Holly's doing this, and we all get ready for school, and then Aaron and I take them. And I had all these feelings that I could feel it. And then within about like 2 days of writing down my perfect day, even though I didn't have the house and I didn't have the dream car and I didn't have all the stuff, the feelings came really fast. Because that's something you can actually step into right now, right? So embody the version of yourself that already has it. This means asking yourself, if I would already have this, how would I feel? How would I act? How would I think? What would I say? How would I walk? It's different. If you want to manifest more confidence, how does a confident woman walk? And just pretend with that. You might not pretend with that in your workspace where people would go like, what the fuck's up with her? But pretend with it while you're doing the food shopping, like strut with that trolley, right? This was the most freeing thing ever. Was living with my parents up in the Clare Valley. They have a huge property at Penwortham or Watervale. And I lived there for 6 weeks before we moved into this house. And living in a completely different town, I didn't know anyone. And when you grow up in the same town you now live, where you know everyone, and everyone knows everyone's business, and you leave the house without makeup once, and everyone's like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Are you sick? Someone's calling your husband asking if you've got leukemia, like just because you didn't wear highlighter or bronzer. It can be very full on. So living up at Watervale, I could be this totally different person. And it was like, you know what? I don't have to work right now because I didn't. We were financially taken care of. I don't have to be this like hustle babe. I don't know it. I can just be a mum. I don't have to wear makeup. I can wear mum jeans. My hair can go up in an ugly bun and not be washed for 4 days. And I can just be a mum. And no one knew me. And it was so nice. But I embodied that version of myself, right? But asking yourself, when it comes to manifesting your goals, okay, the highest level version of me, right now I'm sleeping in. I'm drinking 25 cups of coffee a day. I roll out of bed uninspired. I am unmotivated, and I waste time watching Riverdale reruns or The Real Housewives all day, and I just can't get motivated. But why isn't it happening for me? It's like, okay, the highest level version of myself that already has ticked off her goals, that already makes 40K a month, that already has it all, right? How does she act? How does she behave? And if you're like, oh, well, in my dream life, I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and work out and do yoga. What's stopping you doing it right now? In my dream life, I will be able to get takeaway coffee from my favorite cafe and buy flowers for myself every week. What's stopping you now? Embody the version of you that does that stuff right now. I'm not saying go out and buy a Lamborghini because your dream self has a Lamborghini. Like, you still have to be like smart about it. But there's little luxuries that you can start to embody now. Like, how do you dress? How do you walk? How do you talk? It's like that whole thing of like, I have this dream dress and I'll wear it when I'm skinny enough. And yet we never reach that skinny enough place, which is a whole nother topic I'm not touching on today. Like, I'll do that when I'm wealthy enough. I'll do that when we've got extra money. I'll behave that way. Or I'll wake up early once my business is going really well. I don't wake up now, right? You do it now. The best piece of life advice I've ever heard, I think Gary Vee, and I've just talked about this recently again in something I'm working on. You're dying every day. Why are you waiting? Right? This step in embodying is all about embodying certainty and realizing that coming from a place of having versus wanting is where you'll shift frequency and become a magnet for what you desire. So I am abundant. I am in overflow. I am powerful and potent. I am irresistible and playful. I am magnetic. I am energetic and motivated. Feels really different to I want to be motivated. I will be energetic. No, I am energetic. I am inspired. When you switch from saying one day to it's working right now, it's coming right now, it's happening, it is a huge, huge shift, right? So how do we feel about embody? What is the highest version of yourself? And it can be something really little like, how does she wake up in the morning? How does the highest level version of you, your millionaire self, one of my mentors, Jenna Black, calls this, how does your millionaire self behave? How does your millionaire self behave? How the fuck does she wake up in the morning? Right? And if you're waking up in pajamas with holes in them, ratty old sheets, sleeping in, stumbling out to the coffee machine, how can you shift that to wake up like your millionaire self? You might be buying yourself a new pair of pajamas from Kmart, making sure your linens are freshly washed, preparing your breakfast the night before, waking up and doing some affirmations or journaling. My husband listens to personal development on his way to work. I didn't know that. He only told me recently. This is something we always used to do when we were in network marketing. To the point, I don't think we listened to music for like 2 years because it was like every second must be personal development to absorb all the knowledge. And don't get me starting on MLM cults, but it was like every second must be personal development. But we used to listen to it in the car everywhere we went. And I didn't realize that he actually still does that in his car on the way to work. So he begins his day with something that expands his mind, motivates him, even though he hates his job, is very good at his job and is headhunted and paid a lot of money and is incredible at it and is featured in magazines here, there, and wherever, does not enjoy it. Ironic, isn't it? So yeah, embodying the version of you. How would you, and share in the comments, please, how would the richest version of you wake up in the morning? Honestly, my millionaire self has time and freedom and no stress about finances or other stuff in her life, that she gets laid in the morning. Morning sex is a vibe. Morning sex is a total thing. And that's important to me. That is something that happens a lot. And I personally believe starting your day with an orgasm is the very best way. But that's something I had to step into and create as my new reality. And I'm sure like my husband was so like stoked to hear. I'm like, I want more morning sex. He's like, oh no. But yeah, how does that feel? Does that make sense for you guys? Or is that, yeah, let me know how embody feels. How does your most millionaire self wake up in the morning? Is it a little something to do with what you're eating? Right? One of the huge up levels for me was when I actually started ordering meal prep. I have an eating disorder. I've battled an eating disorder for over 20 years. Food is a real trigger zone for me. And when I'm in flow and trying to create my best life, I forget about food. So my millionaire self doesn't need to forget about food because she has meal prep from Vintage Chef. She has HelloFresh for her family's meals. How can I embody that now? It might be something really simple like doing online food shopping. We say one day I'll have a personal chef. And it's like, you realize you can pretty much get that now. It's not going to cost you that much more. One day I'll have a cleaner. Hire the fucking cleaner now, right? It is worth it. It is worth it. It takes me 6 hours to clean my own home. Probably more now that it's a big home. I haven't done like a full clean through it in one lot. I know how much money I would make in that 6 hours instead. So hiring a cleaner for me, no brainer. Let me check the comments. Hey. Hi, Jess. How are you? Kerri, nope, I get it. And when I'm inspired and positive, my business booms and the family is happy. Exactly. Energy is everything. You can have all the strategy in the world. You can have that top Facebook ad strategy, and I have a great ad strategist, so I know that 100%. You can have the 3 email copies that made me $1 million, and you can copy it word for word from someone else, and it's not going to make a difference. It's just not. It's all your energy. Yes, strategy, but it's like strategy is 20%. Energy is the 80%, right? And Jess would understand this like so much, Jess. How important is energy in your business, right? All right. The next step is surrender, which is what Kerri mentioned she struggles with. This is the how. I'm reading off my notes off of the screen. Sorry if that looks like weird. I was in this meeting with my financial planner last night, and we had the big Zoom thing. And because my screen is like fucking huge, like 27 centimeters, I don't know. His face is like right over off in this side. So I'm like looking at the slide presentation. He's talking to us like normal, and then we're like, yeah, it looks really interesting. It was just so odd. Okay. So surrender the how. Surrender the how and understand that the details of the final reveal, the details of it all accumulating and happening and coming to fruition, that will be taken care of for you, right? Your job is the what and why. And let me like circle back to the Amazon reference earlier. When you go on and buy something online, okay, let's not do Amazon. I ordered a new dress the other day. I ordered a dress from P&Q Collective. That's where I get a lot of my dresses from because the fabric is amazing and they're reversible. So I get 2 dresses for one. I love it. You would have seen me wear the black dress like all the time. I have 2 of them. I ordered a khaki one. I went online and I specifically ordered what size, what color, what style, and told them where to send it. And I know roughly when it's going to get here, right? Do I then proceed to call them up every day and email and check and turn up at their warehouse and try and poke in and have a look to figure out how far away it is and to make sure they're on track and make sure everything's happening properly? No. When we get caught up in the how, that's what we're doing, right? And often when you interfere with the process along the way, like if I was calling up the warehouse every day, like, where's my parcel? Where's it going? The time that they are spending on the phone to me or going to track my parcel and let me know is taking away from the actual transit time to get to me. The more we get stuck in the how, we delay it from arriving to us. And like it's not going to make any difference. Does checking the tracking on your postage every second day make a real difference? My dad does this, right? He orders a lot online. He's a professional shooter. He's like won competitions for Australia in shooting targets. So he has all these ballistics, all these equipment come from America. And I'm with my mum, we're like out for coffee, and Dad's called 4 times. Like, can you check the post office? Can you check the post office? Can you check the post office? And I hear my mum like hang up the phone. She's like, no, I haven't checked yet. She hangs it up and then she goes, I'm not fucking checking the post office today. You can wait till tomorrow. That's exactly what is happening with the universe. We're like, I want to check. I want to know, where is it? Why isn't it happening yet? It should be here already. And the universe just goes, would you fucking leave me alone? I'm getting to it, and hangs up the phone. Right? Surrender the how. The how will be taken care of for you, and the how will happen in a way that you could have never predicted it would. We bought this house privately off a friend for 80 grand less than it was worth. And I could have never predicted that when we started shopping for a new house. When we put our house on the market, sold our house, had our 6-figure deposit, and was putting offers in on all these other $500,000 properties. I could have never predicted the outcome, right? So trying to stay on track, getting caught up in the how and the strategy only sends us backwards, right? How does that feel? Surrendering the how is the hardest bit. It is the hardest bit for me. Like, I do this. This is my gig. I do this all day long, and surrendering the how is the hardest bit. Yesterday I got caught up in the how. I spent too much time in front of my computer here working on this, working on abundant as fuck, like checking over my Facebook ads, getting in contact with my team, creating new policies and shit. I got so caught up in the how, and I'm checking my Stripe account going, oh, like people have signed up to work with abundant as fuck. We've got like 6 people in there. That's so exciting. I want 24. Why isn't it happening? What else can I do? And then realizing what else I can do is leave my computer, go and play with the baby, go outside, go for a walk, cook an amazing meal with my husband, watch some. We've started watching this YouTube series called Youngbloods, and it's basically this guy going fishing. This is so stupid. It's this guy going fishing in Western Australia, and it is so stupidly relaxing for me, who grew up fishing with my family but who doesn't do it much anymore. Just the sounds of the boat on YouTube, the sounds of the bubbles underwater, all the underwater shots, all the blue, all the ocean. It is so relaxing. And then I come in and check in this morning, and I made more sales than all the day I was like in the strategy, making it work, sending the email. Like, fucking mental, isn't it? Do you use a phrase when surrendering? I probably use quite a lot. This one's a good one too. I release the fear and stress around money. I am fully supported by the universe. My financial desires are fully supported by the universe. It's happening easier and faster than I could even imagine. Money is flowing to me in expected and unexpected ways, right? Because it's always the unexpected ways. When you set a goal and you reach it, and it happened in a way that doesn't even seem possible, but then it happened for you, that's when you start to realize, like, none of your how, none of your strategy fucking matters. None of it. So yeah, I'm fully supported by the universe. My desires, my financial desires are fully supported. The big one for me over the past 18 months has been I am fully financially supported by the universe. Like, I'm okay. I am absolutely okay. 100% okay. And then I've gone from just feeling safe and supported financially to now, like, okay, I'm stepping into overflow now, and like total abundance. Like, I have more money than I need. I have not one savings account full of money with my goal hit. I now have 2, because I'm like, okay, that first one has like 6 months of my life, what it costs to run my life in it. That's good. Like, let's just play with the next goal now. Let's start another account and start filling that up. So at first it came for, like, I release stress and fear around money. I'm fully supported around money. It's all working out for me. It happens easier than I could ever imagine. And then now it's stepping into more of an abundant and overflow phase. So is that kind of, how does that feel as a phrase for surrendering? I'm fully supported by the universe. I'm fully financially supported by the universe. Everything is happening for me. My success is inevitable. Nothing I do could fuck this up. Nothing I do could fuck this up. And I don't need to be on track to reach my goals. It gets to happen like a miracle. It gets to happen despite everything saying it won't happen. It still gets to happen, right? Gross, sorry. All right, last one. stay aligned. Stay aligned. You have to be a soul-led babe. You have to tap into the subconscious, the source, the flow, the intuition inside of you to really be able to move forward, right? And this is something I'm launching something in the next couple of weeks. Oh, it's so exciting. It's about wealth personality profiles. And there are certain personalities that are more intuitively led than personalities that are more, I don't know, the opposite of intuitively led. They like to be conscientious and analytic and have all the information in front of them, and they won't be led by their intuition. They're led by facts, and it's different personality types. But I do see that the intuition-led personality types tend to succeed a lot faster and have a lot more fun with it because they're tapped into here, right? And that's the thing. The universe is fully supporting you. The universe is fully guiding you. But if you're blocked off to hearing that guidance and direction, you're going to stay in the same place you've always been, right? You have to actually be open to receiving guidance, open to getting inspiration, and then actually acting on it, right? That's the thing. You can get all the inspiration in the world if you go, oh, no, not for me. That doesn't sound too good right now. That's a bit risky. You're never going to move forward, right? So you cannot expect to receive your desires by skipping past or trying to cheat the law of action. Law of action is important, taking inspired action. So last night, my husband, after years of not knowing what he really wants to do, had this like full download come in. And I got it too, like full body tingles. And we're sitting at the table just grinning at each other like idiots. Like, how did we not think of this before? And then he goes to me, he's like, oh no, I think about this quite a lot actually. I was like, what the fuck? Why haven't you decided to do anything about this? And he's like, oh, I don't know. It just seems like too creative and too risky. And I'm like, you are being nudged. The universe, every time you're like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, the universe is like, here's this thing. This is what you're meant to do. Here is your divine work and guidance, and take this step. And you're just like, no. Gonna work 9 to 5. And the universe is like, but it's fucking here. Please take it. It's like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. And so the universe is not gonna give up with you. The universe is not gonna give up on you, but I feel like the universe gets to a point where it's like, for fuck's sake, you are not accepting help. So my daughter's throwing a tantrum, and I'm like, like mean girls going like, do you need a snack? Do you want a condom? But not like that. But it's like, what do you need? Do you need some alone time? Do you need some water time? Do you need a bath? Do you need food? Do you need some medicine? Do you need some pressure? Do you want me to squish you? Do you need some sensory time? And when she just wants to cry and she won't accept a solution, then it's like, okay, I'm out. I'll deal with it. You do what you need to do. Whatever, right? I feel like the universe does that too. We're like, oh, what do I want to do? Or what's the next step for me? I want to manifest more money. And then you see like my Abundant as Fuck program pop up. And then it pops up again. And then it pops up again. And then you find yourself clicking through to it and clicking through to add to cart. And then go, oh, no. But your intuition's like, do it. And you're like, oh, I don't know if it's the right time. But the universe is saying, do it, you know? We're getting those nudges in certain directions. Sometimes it's reaching out to a client for a collaboration. Some of the most powerful collaborations I have coming up in my business came from, you should message that chick on Instagram. Your product will work with her product really well. And I didn't get caught up in like, oh, she's not going to want to hear from me. Oh, I'm not big enough yet to do that. Just like I fucking messaged her, probably because I had 2 glasses of wine, and the best shit has come from it. So the stuff that we do to lower our inhibitions, like they say the shit you do when you're drunk, like dance and sing. My sister had her wedding a couple of weeks ago, and she did a full Spice Girls live concert that she does not remember because she was that drunk, in her beautiful $1,000 wedding dress. If you want to be my lover, and like getting all the grandmas involved, like full concert. She doesn't remember. It's all on film. It is the best thing I've ever seen. And she's like, oh yeah, I really miss singing. I'm like, clearly sometimes the things we do when we drive, because we're tapped in, we don't have all this story going on in our head. We're out of our conscious state and we're into our subconscious, and that is where the universe and source tries to give us the inspiration, tries to send us these little nudges like, you've set the goal, you're clear on the goal, I'm going to send you in this direction. But you've got to like follow the breadcrumbs, right? You can't keep ignoring it and blocking it off. When you get those moments of inspiration, when the intuition hits, when you get this soul nudge, it's like, hey, pick up that book or call that person, Call that person, pick up that book, meet that friend for coffee, for lunch. You never know which direction it's going to take. And so the things that you do to tap more into source and into your subconscious and to stay aligned, that's the work, right? And when we get stuck in the how and we get stuck in the masculine strategy of all of this, that's when we disconnect from those intuitive hits that are actually trying to guide us towards the goal. We're going like, oh, but it's in this Excel spreadsheet, and it's if I reach out to a certain amount of people and tell them about my product, then statistically I should get 10% of those people to sign up. But the universe is like, but actually, if you just created this stupid fucking reel that has no value whatsoever, but will make people laugh, that's actually where your money's going to come through this week, So get out of your own head. Get out of your own head. The law exists, the law of action exists because manifestation is a co-creation process. It's not just the universe doing it, and it's not just you. So people are like, I'm going to manifest winning the lotto, and they never buy a ticket, right? It happens. You use your intuition to follow your urges and where you're being pulled to go. Take inspired action, trust your gut, and stay consistent. You act as if it's already done and dusted. So I did with this house. I didn't know the house. I couldn't be clear around the visualization of everyone's visualize your dream house, visualize your hand on the, actually I can't use this example because I did visualize my hand on the fridge and I got my dream fridge. They actually left it for free with us with the house. So I manifested that, didn't I? But it's my husband wanted to manifest is it HK Monaro. That's his dream car that he just froths all over. Personally, don't get it. That's his dream car. They're 170 grand. So I'm like, not just yet. I don't say no to him. I say, we'll get there. He wants this car, right? And he's detached from the house because I know it's coming to me. I've wanted this since I'm 6 years old. I know it's going to come to me eventually. I don't know how it's going to come. And then he walked into work one day, and where he works, they've got a scrapyard and this and that and all these other different areas. And he's there was just two front fender panels of this specific car just sitting in the trash. And he's the heavens open. It went, ah. He was so detached from the house, he manifested a part of the car. I'm like, well, you got 2 panels. There's only 8 more to go, right? And then motor and everything, and about $120,000 worth of stuff. It's fine. But he's manifesting it to him slowly. He's taking those little nudges. I was like, bring those fenders home. You're halfway there, right? You stay consistent and you act as if it's already done and dusted. When that becomes your new normal, okay, so 20K months in my business, I use this a lot as an example. It might be a lot for you. It might be not much at all, but 20K, let's just say that. When you decide that that's your new normal, you decide that's what you expect. You decide that is done. You decide that's dusted. The energy of when you just done, that's dusted. That's my new normal. I don't accept lower than that. That's where it is. You act and behave in a completely different energy than oh, I hope I hit 20K this month. It's such a different energy, isn't it? And when you know that it's done, you know that it's coming to you, and you're just excitedly expectant about how or who or what it's going to come through, and you're not getting stuck in the how, but you're excited to see how it's going to come through. I wonder who my next client's going to be. I wonder who's going to book me next for one-on-one coaching. It's a completely different thing to I don't know if it's going to happen. What if I don't hit it? Creating stories around that. No doubt. It's full faith. And let your soul lead you and take the next inspired action. So when you get those soul nudges, when that comes through you and you get this random thing of oh my God, I really feel like I should send so-and-so a message, or I feel like I'll drive a different way to work today and I might stop at that new coffee shop. And, it's always random stuff like that the best stuff comes out of. I think I should just post this random picture of me in the bath. And it doesn't fit my Instagram feed or anything, but I'm just being led to do it. So just do it, right? Tap back into source. Let the universe guide you, support you, and set you up for success. When you start taking inspired action, that's when you realize there's no such things as failures. everything is sending you towards where you need to be. How does that feel? Stay aligned. That was the last step. Be a soul-led babe. Tune into source. Take action, but take action from an inspired, soul-led space. Oh, come on, honey. So how does stay aligned feel? Because we've done all 4 now. Decide, embody, surrender, and stay aligned. And there's obviously a lot more to this. There's obviously limiting beliefs and goals, and actually, some strategy around knowing how much your life costs to run, like all of that stuff. It is bigger. We can, but this is this is the foundation, and we go wider with that, and we learn more, and we go deeper with that, and you learn more about yourself and how to implement this and actually start living it and becoming it and being it. But at the foundation of all of that is these 4 things, right? Are we happy? Does it feel good? I'm excited. I feel like that was really, really good. Like, I need to re-record these as 4 individual videos where I stay a little bit more focused, if I'm being really honest. But I know, I never know where the lesson's going to come through when I'm doing these type of lives. And it's always through the ways I never expected, like talking about my husband, talking about my sister's drunk Spice Girls singing at her wedding. You just never know where the lesson's going to come through. And it's always, I get messages from people like, oh, what you said in X podcast about that. And I'm like, oh my God, that wasn't even in the plan. That wasn't even on my script. And I just went off on a tangent. And that's what helped you? That's what helped you? What? But I know that's half the goal now, is it's me. Because all this stuff you can learn. You can spend years learning the way I did. You can go and read every book. You can go and listen to every podcast. You can say no to nights out because you're staying at home on a webinar to learn about investing. You can do all this stuff. The information is all out there for you. I've just strategized it, put it in a system where it's easy to understand and layers the knowledge so that you're building upon a strong foundation. Kerri's, I'm sitting here with tingles. Oh, yay. Isn't the tingles good? I had the tingles last night with Aaron, and not that one. I had them that way too. But just talking about what he's stepping into next. Oh my God. And it's so obvious. I cannot believe it took us that many years to get to this point where I'm just like, how did we not think of you doing that before? How? You would literally get to do everything that you love for work. You would get to go to every event that you're so excited to go to for work. His power is in his network. I'm just sitting there totally blown away. And then I'm getting so excited and he's going, calm down. I'm like, no, this is okay. Because you're this personality type. So you focus on the details and the now and look at that. And I'm this personality type. So I'm all about big picture, excited, take that momentum, take that intuitive hit and run with it. And he's still getting used to actually listening to that intuition and giving himself permission to actually follow it rather than push it down. But yeah, it was really exciting. So I get what you said about tingles. Jess, yes. All about this. Have taken so much inspired action the last few months and things are shifting super fast and so fun. Yes, I know. I can't believe, I think the last time we chatted on the phone, you were headed in such a different direction, but you were hesitant. And then it's you just listened and it's gone this was the way. And you're in a completely different direction and it feels really good for you. I'm excited for you. Samantha, 100%, this is amazing. Best thing I've heard all week. Wasn't going to watch this, but glad I have. Yay! You waste your morning with me. Hopefully not wasted. Kerri, maybe the time is right now for him. Exactly. I think it is too. I think I make a lot more money than him now, so it's probably the time for him to actually allow himself to dream a little bit bigger. All right. So that was our training section. I want to take some time now to answer any questions about abundant as fuck. So if you have any questions for me about money mindset work, about abundant as fuck, about payment plans, about anything like that, dive in, let me know. Let me know where you're at too around money and what your problems or where you're feeling blocked around money. And then I can let you know if abundant as fuck is going to be the right thing for you. Right? Cool. Comments away, please. Comments. I love comments. I love coffee. Coffee dance. Oh, no, shut the window. gross. There was a big dog next door, and the owner works a lot, so he doesn't clean up the dog poo. Oh, stinks. Every time I go out to hang out at the washer, I'm like, yuck. It's only on warm days when the wind's blowing. A lot of days. All right. So Abundant as Fuck is a remastered, re-engineered, rejigged, re-inspired Money for Mummy. So Money for Mummy I created in 2018. It was my first money mindset course. It was so exciting. It changed fucking lives for every woman that did it. Had the most amazing results. I think in the first round we ran, there was half a dozen women, and we manifested something like $27,000 from unexpected ways. I think the maximum that one person manifested was $14,000 within the 6 weeks of the course. So it changed lives, right? But I did it once, and then I was like, okay, my way, this course is so amazing, and everyone needs to do this. The way that I'll make sure that everyone can access it is I'll put it on autopilot, I'll automate it, and it'll be on the website so anyone can grab it anytime. And that was great. People have jumped in and out of it over the years. They've done it. I've promoted and shared about it. Probably August last year, I did a big promotion for it, and a whole bunch more people joined in and had amazing results. But I started to really miss it myself. I miss the connection. I miss doing things like this. Like I said, the last public live I've done was August last year. And while I do them in the elite a lot, and that's amazing, and I love that, I really wanted to do this in a different capacity too. I miss this. I feel like so much gold comes out of the trainings like this. So I took Money for Mummy, and I spent the last 4 months completely redoing it. Because Money for Mummy was created in 2018. So it was literally me at the start of this journey. I created a course for other women at the start of their journey. And so now I wanted to take that foundation, but then expand upon it as well. Because I've learned so much since then. And I want to share that as well. So it has everything from the original Money for Mummy. So all 6 modules, but every module is bigger. Every module has more homework, has different homework, has so much more energy work, so many more bonuses that I've added in over the last 3 or 4 years. The best thing is the price is still the same. We have more payment plan options, and we're going to be running it live. That is the big difference. So we do this together with the work, each module for 6 weeks. That's pretty much, I feel like I could end it there. So it is everything. It's bigger than the book. It's bigger than any other program I've done. It's bigger than the elite membership. It is intensive and punchy, but it's 6 weeks, right? So we do 1 module a week. The modules will be on Thursday because that's daycare day for me. So we'll come together live on the Thursdays, and then the replays are available for anyone who doesn't get to watch the live for 6 weeks. So it begins on April 15th. We already have a bunch of people in who are doing the pre-work. So as soon as you join, you get the pre-work. We do the pre-work up until the 15th. First session's on the 15th, and then it runs for 6 weeks, right? And then you get 3 months of email support and everything from there. And you get access to the elite membership, so full access to that, plus the Abundant as Fuck. We have our own Facebook group. We have a full membership portal, which has all the bonuses in it, all the meditations, all the downloadables, all the pre-works already loaded in there, and then it'll have all 6 modules. When you buy the course, you get access to it forever. So you might not get access to the Facebook and the elite group after the initial 6 weeks. So you're in the elite 6 weeks and you get the Facebook community for 6 weeks. But the portal you keep forever. So I'll be running this, I think, at the moment once this year. And so then if I redo it again next year, you'll be able to go into the portal and watch the updated modules. So any updates to this program, any bonuses added, anything, and you will get full access to it. So let me have a look here. Questions, if you have questions. How long is there a set time it's being run? Yeah, so we start on April 15th. You can join anytime. Ideally you want to join before April 15th. Get stuck into the pre-work now. Join us live for the 6 weeks, but it will be open the whole way through that 6 weeks. Then it will be shut. So you could come in at week 3, you could come in at week 4. The energy probably would be a little bit different, to be honest. I see that in courses that I join. If I'm in before it begins, I'm doing amazing with it. I really feel connected to the other women and the energy in the community. I get to like join the momentum. If I come in a little bit after, the content's still there, the energy's different though, right? But yeah, so we begin on the 15th. So the cart will kind of be open till the 15th with all the bonuses and stuff. And then I guess you can join after 15th. So let me just run through the modules actually, and then I'll just put the link in here because I don't need to go through all the information. I'm not like trying to sell or convince. I'm so not about that vibe. And I don't have to be. My energy speaks for itself. I know my shit. My work is good. I change lives. And the women who are in there already, they know they want to be in there. They've jumped in. They're ready. Like, they're so ready for it. They're so ready for it. So the first module is abundant. And that's all about learning about your individual wealth personalities, expanding on your own money strengths and areas to develop, and then discovering the manifesting principles and the 12 universal laws. We also touch on money relationships here. So that's like your partner, how you communicate with money, how your wealth personality might be different to their wealth personality, and how to actually create cohesive goals together. So that's new. That didn't used to be in the old Money for Mummy. This is all new because it's work that I have learned over the last 3 years. It's an introduction to energy work and how to create abundance no matter your money situation, and simple steps to build your abundance every single day. So these are like little daily habits. So that's all in module 1. So you can see the modules are quite big. It's not like first week I'm going to show you how to cleanse your home. Second week I'm going to show you a budget. Like, it's a lot. Each module is a lot, and we'll be on the phone together for like 90 minutes or so. So it's about 90 minutes a week probably, and then probably 30 minutes a day for the work, right? But if you can, and I don't like handling time, money, sales, objections. I'm just not about it. I'm not here for it. I work with women who are ready and know, and they trust that intuitive little nudge inside them, and they say, yes, we're doing this. So I don't deal with objections because it's not my job to convince you. But time-wise, like half an hour a day, the highest level millionaire version of yourself invests back into herself. So embody that now by creating the time to do that now. Module 2 is intention. So in this module, I do actually teach you a little bit about budgets, setting up automated transfers, stopping unnecessary spending, and we dive into the energy around unnecessary wants, needs, etc. Planning your growth, where to expand additional funds, and then take the practical steps to create breathing room in your daily money habits. I'm not a financial advisor. I work with a lot of them, and the structures that I teach in this are from those foundations of working with financial advisors. Module 3 is integration. This is where we will help you implement your millionaire self morning routine, plan and learn investment principles to make money work for you, and then creating a community of people to make you rich. Learn step-by-step money routine to guarantee your success. Creating a community and doing this with support is the most important thing. You can do it all by yourself, but when you do it by yourself, it's easy to have a bad day and go, whatever, not for me. I can't do this. When you have a team and accountability behind you and support tribe, and you say, you know what, I'm having an off day, these are the thoughts I'm circulating around, and you have cheerleaders willing to pick you back up again, brush you off and tell you you're a badass, that makes the most difference in the world. Right? To have support on this journey. That is the number one reason why I think so many people fail, because they do not have support. And especially if you don't have support from family, from friends, from people supporting your business, you need to find a place where you do have that support and you can be unapologetically ambitious about your goals. Module 4 is resistance. So this is where we actually step into learning about clearly defining where your money goes and learning to pay yourself first. It's investing for your future self and how to determine exactly what to spend your money on. So this helps to eliminate spending guilt and stops you living paycheck to paycheck once and for all. It's all about short-term, long-term financial goals and the energy around spending, the energy around saving, the energy around receiving money, the energy around releasing money. They're all different things. Module 5 is magnetism. This is understanding your money values and your money belief system. It's about how to break your money fears and create new money wiring in your brain. I teach you how to raise your financial glass ceiling and finally get out of negative money patterns to create success on autopilot. And module 6 is overflow. This is about uncovering the not so obvious strategies to creating more money, plus learning how to ask for money without getting all weird about it. It's the simple process to creating multiple forms of income, because the average millionaire has 7 forms of income, 7 streams of income. I think I'm up to like 5, and that's really exciting for me. Creating money. I can't read what I was up to. Oh, getting weird about it. The simple process to creating multiple forms of income. How to choose the right income strategy, which truly aligns with who you are. For example, I spent so many years thinking I wanted to get into property investment. No, not for me. Absolutely not. Right? I also give you the simple scripts I use to ask for money in order to create greater wealth, plus goal setting for the future. So that's a big goal setting thing. So the idea with this program is I want to completely give you the foundation to go forward and create an amazing life, right? I want you to feel inspired, empowered to be able to talk about money confidently, to be able to implement short-term, long-term strategy around your money, to understand the energy of spending, earning, saving, attracting, releasing, receiving money, and just make money the most fun, certain, sure, sexy, exciting thing in your life, because it is possible. It is possible. I know because it happened for me. I went from the most toxic relationship with money, literally like, I hate you, money. Why are you never here when I need you? I'm so sick of you in my life. I wish I didn't need you at all. I wish someone else could just handle this. I can't do it anymore. I'm so sick of money ruling my life. That was like a daily conversation. To now fully supported by money. I check my bank accounts every morning, but the reality is I don't have to anymore. I don't have to. There is always more than enough. There is always more than enough. I feel fully supported. Money is my BFF. Loves being my life. We nurture each other and have a really strong relationship. And money is a tool and a resource that gives me opportunities and adventure and choice in my life. And you know what? It didn't come because of the Facebook ad strategy. And I didn't get to that point because of a fancy website. And I didn't get to that point because suddenly I had some new magic budget with these little envelopes full of cash. The budget wasn't part of it. The strategy wasn't part of it. None of that had anything to do with it. It was all here. It was all mindset. It was all energy. It was all like, I didn't have the support along this journey. I didn't. So I created the support around me, and I got the support by teaching and showing others and working with very expensive mentors to get to this place. And then so I want to provide an option now for people to access all the knowledge that I have learned and accumulated, because it feels really selfish to keep it to myself, right? So does anyone have any other questions about Abundant as Fuck before I close out? The bonuses you get in this is the Badass Budget Calculator, Abundance Kit, Goodbye Money Book ebook, as well as all the live coaching sessions that I do with you, the private elite Facebook portal, and then for women in business, I have a bonus business babe section as well. And it basically has these 7 extra trainings, which is like my top 10 rituals for daily manifestation, creating a money story list for forgiveness, consuming versus competing versus connecting and creating, cleansing your money receiving areas, creating anchors for manifestation, the emotional roller coaster and how it affects your business flow, how to use the Badass Business Calculator and include your business in it, and forgiveness and manifestation, and my no-nonsense journaling routine. So all of that's like in the pre-work. It's all there. I could probably bundle that all together and sell it as a course itself for like a good $1,000 or $2,000. It's actually worth about $2,000. So that's a bonus in that. And yeah, so the course is all online. There's no live situation. And there's never been a better time to learn more about wealth, right? And then there's a lot more information on the page. You know, you can see I really go into detail if this course is a fantastic fit for you if you resonate with these things. But this course isn't a best fit for you if you resonate with, like, I've got different options there. You can continue what you're doing, or you can buy this. But I really wanted to break it down and make sure you're making a really informed choice. There are payment plans too, as well. And the good thing about my payment plans, because I believe in accessibility, is the fact that I'm not going to penalize you for taking the payment plan option, right? I'm so sick of coaches, consultants, everyone out there where it's like, oh, you can do a payment plan, but it's 20% more to do it on a payment plan. It's like, that's not really a fucking option then, is it? I'm either going to be penalized for doing it on a payment plan, or I have to pay in full, put it on a credit card, and pay interest on that anyway. Like, So it's the same price whether you pay up front, whether you pay over 3 months, whether you pay over 6 months. And I'm totally fine with all of it. I love payment plans. Payment plans are a total vibe. My business runs on payment plans. I pay people on payment plans. They pay me on payment plans. That's what we do. It's fine. So, yeah, you have options to choose which one works the best for you and your family, because I believe making a decision, if it comes from that inspired, tingly, oh, this is exciting, this is the next level, I feel really called to do this. My millionaire version of myself definitely knows this is the next step for me. This is what's it's gonna push me to the next level. If you make a decision from that inspired place, that's sexy, that's fun, that's what works. It's using abundance to trigger abundance. And yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of nervousness, sometimes there's excitement, but underneath the nervousness or that little bit of anxiety, if there's hope simmering underneath that nervousness, then you know this is the right time to leap. If this is the decision that makes you stressed, anxious, fearful, needy, desperate, if instead of lighting a fire under you, it makes you feel horrible, it's not the right decision. And any coach telling you it's like, you're just scared to make an investment and you need to leap and conquer that fear straight on, to me, that's not an empowered choice, right? So if you feel called to this as the next inspired step for you, if you feel led to this and know that this is what is needed for you right now, then I would be so excited and honored to have you as a part of it. I really would. The women in this already, they are my favorites. They're my favorite people in the world right now because they're so excited. The energy in the group is so amazing. And I just can't wait to fucking get started. I cannot wait for the 15th of April to jump online and do module 1 with everyone. I'm so excited, and to see everyone cracking into the pre-work already and how that's already creating so much change and transformation is just really fucking exciting. So I'm going to speak a little bit more on this in my emails, on my social media over the next few days as we lead up to the 15th. But you know where to find me if you have any questions. You can email my team, admin@sexyselfish.com. You can check out the sales page. There's a big facts and questions. Was it frequently asked questions down the bottom of the sales page too? Lots of information there. Lots of testimonials. There's information about all the payment plans, client feedback. It's all there. So I will love you guys and leave you. I'm excited to hopefully, I can't wait to see who's next and welcome them into this incredibly powerful container. And I hate that word, container. It feels like Tupperware, but it is. It's a container because there's boundaries and framework, but there's no lid because anything's possible. Right? All right, guys. Have an amazing day. I'm going to go and dive into, I'm going to go outside, take my shoes off, get my feet on the earth for a little bit. I'm going to make another coffee because this one's cold now. And then I'm going to dive into some graphic design work for a client, which is one of those things as well, which I never thought I would be doing. But here I am, taking that intuitive nudge from the universe and creating workbooks and course material for online businesses, which I'm loving. And it is a really, really great added income stream to my business. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good morning. 1 hour and 23 minutes. Wow, I can talk. And I will see you guys in social media land really soon. Hopefully some of you in the Abundant as Fuck program. It'll be amazing to have you in there. Okay, bye.